Welcome all of you for the Utkarsh 2021 question and answer session. Today we'll discuss all of your doubts. Uh, this is Prashant from IIT Hyderabad. So we'll be taking up the questions on behalf of all of you to with Rajesh and Prabhu. So shall we start, Prashant?
Yeah, this is faith and doubt.
So the first question goes like this by Ashish Maurya Prabhu from IIT. I also didn't believe this when I first heard of an elephant through the needle. Does that mean I am not qualified, or how much I need to devote myself for the service of the Lord?
Actually, it's not a normal thing for anyone to see an elephant going through a needle hole, because from our certainly it challenges our logic, isn't it? How can such a thing ever happen? If I told you, 50 years ago, that inside a small CD-ROM you can put 50,000 songs, will you believe? And if I tell you that, and that too the CD-ROM will be made from a silicon which is available underground in the ground, take one sand particle, and that has characteristics of holding 50,000 songs. People will say you're telling good stories. You see the electronic chip and PNP junction, NPN junction, and all these things, diode, triode, resistors, capacitors, all these things came up over a period of time. So similarly, man never knew something called as X-ray existed before. But then when the X-ray is taken, you can study the situation of the bones in the body. So many times there are things which we may be unaware. It's beyond our capacity of our brain to understand. So therefore, we spoke about the Lord's Achintya Shakti. Achintya Shakti means inconceivable potency which you cannot be comprehended by us. Like, is there any man in this world who can create a lotus from his own navel? Only Lord Vishnu can do. And that is not impossible for him because he has already done many things which are considered impossible. Can any great scientist produce grains, produce fruits, produce flowers? They can make an imitation flower, plastic flower. They can make a plastic mango. Can anyone make a real mango? Real flower, real grains? Can they create a sun? Can they create a moon? These are not even imitatable. God makes a sun. We make a mercury bulb. That's all. You can't make as big as a sun like him. He has made vast oceans. We can only make a swimming pool. So, in this way, we understand that God has inconceivable Shakti with which it's not that he has to show some magic in future. Right now, we are seeing magic in front of our eyes in this world itself. So, whenever we feel that our belief or faith is being tested, we can open our eyes wide open and look at the world in which we are living in. Therefore, I told all of you should see that cosmic eye. Go to the Google and put the word cosmic eye and go to the microscopic level, go to the macroscopic level, see what God has done. And by that, our faith will increase. Now, it's not that you are an atheist just because you are doubting this. Doubting is a function of intelligence, Prabhupada says. But after getting the answers, you become convinced. Oh, now I have no more doubts. Like when I'm in a dark room, I'm afraid because there may be a scorpion or a snake or something. But when the tube light is switched on, I don't find any scorpion, any snake, then I am free from fear. Similarly, initially we have doubt, like darkness. And when we get the answer, then darkness is dispelled. Nashto moha smritir labdat, tat prasadan mayachita, stitahasmi gata sandeha. Arjuna is saying, gata sandeha, my doubt is dispelled. So, all of us, you all have very sincerely practiced, chanting Hare Krishna and attending these classes. Ashish Maurya, IIT, especially is very sincere soul. He has come for the classes all the while, and now you have come for the Utkarsh camp. How can you consider yourself faithless? You certainly have faith. Therefore, you have come so far. And if you continue attending, all these doubts will be dispelled. Next.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Next question is from Karthik Yadav Prabhu from KNP. By the three classes of people, according to faith, I classified myself as second-class person. So, how can I grow my faith little more further? And still, in some contexts, I have material desires. How those material desires will end?
Amazing. Karthik Yadav from KNP, such a sincere question. So, in order for us to do that, the first thing is we have to stay in the association of devotees. It's very, very important. Because like we say, birds of the same feather flock together. Like you have seen parrots fly with parrots. You can see that. Crows fly with crows. Dogs, they may fight with each other, but still they all stay together only. Dogs don't give it lions in the forest, they don't live. So, if you wish to be a devotee of the Lord, then you have to associate with devotees. And most importantly, we should avoid bad association of those friends and relatives who actually divert us from God, who induce you to do wrong things, bad things, dirty things. That one should keep away. Then after that, keeping yourself in association, you should daily read Prabhupada's books, at least half an hour. Because by reading the book, it is like you take grains, you get strength. Isn't it? And if you don't take grains daily, even one day you fast and see how you feel weak. Spiritually, we feel weak if you don't take in spiritual knowledge by hearing or reading. So make it a daily practice and strengthen yourself. And fourthly, make diligent efforts to give up impure habits. Impure habits like meditating, gambling, intoxication, illicit sex, and all these things are very, very impure. So, in order to get rid of the impure habits, the easiest way is to chant Hare Krishna regularly. You are chanting some rounds. So, two things, chanting Hare Krishna and also leading a regulated life. We have a propensity, for example, somebody has a propensity to deal with women. Okay, you can get married and live within family life, no problem. Somebody has a propensity to eat meat, he can't give up. Then you eat some channa dal, you eat soya beans. So these things, Prabhupada says, they look like meat, you feel this thing. Somebody cannot give up coffee or tea, you take herbal coffee, herbal tea, like that. So in this way, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, all these things should be given up. So these things if you do, you will see why I am telling you this. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrata. That devotee, practices spiritual life with full determination, great strength, with great joy. Who? He does two things. He says, Yesham tu antagatam papam, puts a full stop to sinful life. And that is the 4 regs you have to follow, which I told you just now. And jananam punya karmana. And he lives a life of virtues. How? Punya karmana means Srinvatam Sakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. By hearing and regularly Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and hearing classes like this, Srinvatam. And then reciting means telling other people also about what you have learned, preaching it to other people. And another type of hearing is chanting and hearing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So chanting the name, chanting the fame. Both these things put together is called hearing. Punya karmana. So put a full stop to sinful life. Do these 2 types of hearing, name, hearing, fame. And that will give you determined spiritual life. And with a determined spiritual life, stay in the company of devotees of the Lord, in whose association we can progress very fastly. And also keep away from bad association. Like the monkey should have kept away from crocodile. But somehow or other, monkey foolishly associated with the crocodile and he got into trouble. Later on, Lord in his heart gave him idea. He told him, I have kept my heart in the tree, please take me back. So he took him back and then he was saved from the crocodile. So monkey is a creature of the tree and crocodile is a creature of water. They should not make friends. Similarly, our friends who are drinking, smoking, having all kinds of dirty things, they are like creature of water. And we are creature of the tree. You are living in an elevated portion in spiritual life. So we should not mix with people who are bad in their habits. So, and in this way, by doing this and by regularly reading every day, as I told you, having a habit of 30 minutes reading of Prabhupada's books daily. With all these things, you will find both these things happening. Prema bhakti yaha hoite, avidya vinasha jate. Your love for God will blossom and all unwanted bad qualities will be driven out. Yeah.
Thank you. Naman Agarwal Prabhu from IIT Roorkee and Aman Yadav from IIT are asking, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. This is a reminder for answer to my first question you saved for later. That was, what is the guarantee that we won't be independent once again after going back to Godhead? Even highly elevated devotees like Jaya Vijay had to suffer for 4 lifetimes for Lord's pleasure. Are we here on Lord's wish? And it is For this reason, that Lord Himself comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and teaches us to pray Mama Janmani Janmaneshware Bhavatad Bhakti Rahaitu Kitvai. So that we get accustomed to live here, but at the same time stay in Krishna consciousness. For any day, we might be sent to Mrityaloka for His pleasure.
Actually, the first thing we should know, Krishna repeatedly talks about the importance of going back to Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam yevam yo vetti tatpataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjana. My devotees will never take punarjanma in this world. Mameti, they will always come back to me. Those who know that my birth and activities are divine, he says. In the same manner, later on he says, Mamupitya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam na apnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. The Mahatma devotees means those who are doing Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotees. They are not karmis, jnanis, yogis. They are Shuddha Bhaktas. Those who are making Krishna their life's goal. He says, Mamapitya, Mamapitya, they come to me. Na apunuvanti mahatmana. They never return back to this world, he's saying. Samsiddhim paramam gataha. They come back to that spiritual abode by attaining all perfection. Whereas other people, dukkhalayam ashashvatam, they come to this world, he says. And I can show you dozen verses in Bhagavad Gita where Lord repeatedly says that the devotees should. Another verse, Manmana abhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosime. My devotees who are chanting my names, they will come back to me, he says. And there is no doubt about this, he says. Similarly, he says, yanti deva vrata devan pitran yanti pitruvrataha bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajinopi mam. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will go to ghost lokas. Those who worship devatas will go to devata lokas. Those who worship me will come back to my abode. Taddhama paramam mama. That abode of mine where all my devotees come back. So, the scriptures abound with quotes on going back to Godhead, and it is important for us to go back to Godhead. And we should very staunchly desire that I don't want to take birth and death in this world. I want to go back to Godhead. Now, why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Mama Janmani Janmaneshware Bhavatad Bhakti Rahaitu Kitvai, there are some pure devotees who cry loudly in the spiritual world when they look down to the material world. In Shiva Vaishnava Sampradaya, there is a shloka which says that, crying loudly that, oh Lord, your jiva souls, who are all your servants, they are suffering so badly in the material world. Please give me one chance to go to the material world, reclaim them, as many of them, and bring them back to your abode. Then Lord also feels sympathy on those devotees who are eager to bring the souls, suffering souls. Then Lord says, so be it, I will send you on duty. So just like, for example, your company may send you on duty to Germany to do some work, and you do some work and come back, correct? No? You don't stay there forever. Similarly, from here also, from the spiritual world also, Lord sends some devotees here. And then like Prabhupada has come on duty. Prabhupada clearly said that. Krishna requested me to go to Bhuloka and then propagate Krishna consciousness and bring as many souls as possible. Prabhupada said that. Sripad Ramanacharya also says that. So the acharyas come in this world for that purpose. So the devotee's idea of taking many, many births is twofold. One is to assist the Lord in preaching and purifying the living entities and taking them back. That's one thing. Another thing is, Lord also comes to this world like a Bhauma Vrindavan. He comes to perform Leela. So devotees also say that, oh Lord, if you want me to assist you in your Leela, in the material world, this is called Naimitika Leela, and that's called Nitya Leela. Naimitika Leela means for a short period of time. Krishna was here for 150 years in this world, 5,000 years ago. So when Lord comes, Jiva says, I will also come with you and take part in your Leela. So they may also come with you. Like Arjuna was brought by Krishna with him, like that, Naimitika Leela. And Nitya Leela is eternal Leela going on. So some Jivas prefer to be there only. Some Jivas tell the Lord, please allow me to come here to this world and do some service to you. So two types of services. Assist in Lord's Leelas, like Krishna was here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here, or assist the Lord by preaching and saving the suffering souls, packing them up and taking them back to Godhead. These two types of service you can do in the material world. So in that, one of the aspects of that is, Jai Vijay, they told the Lord that you have a desire to enjoy stunt scene with your devotees, but in spiritual world, nobody is ready to fight with the Lord. Everybody is a pure soul who will attack the Lord, At the most, they may take a lotus and throw it on the Lord. They will not hit him with any weapons and all. So therefore, Jaya Vijay told the Lord, as if it pleases you, we are ready to go to material world for 3 lifetimes or 4 lifetimes, and we will be on the opposite side, and you can have the enjoyment of fighting with us. Just like sometimes you see a king may appoint a wrestler, and the wrestler may punch the king, and king may enjoy. But the wrestler is a paid servant. He is not an enemy of the king. Similarly, Lord's servants come and Lord fights with them. They fight with Lord. They enjoy. Just like sometimes in a home, your father must have had a stunt with you when you were a small boy. It's not real stunt. It's a kind of fun. And the son enjoys beating the father. Father enjoys patting the son from behind and running away from him. That's a fun. Lord also enjoys with Jai Vijay like that. It's not a punishment for them. And once they finished the 4 bus, they went back to same service. Now, apart from all this, what is the guarantee that we won't be independent once again? Actually, the independence is always there, even if you go back to Godhead. That is never taken away. Then you may say, really? Then what if we want to come again? Krishna says, once bitten, twice shy. If you touch the fire once, very unlikely that you will touch it second time again. You may not do the same mistake. Like once, for example, when I was a small boy, I was putting my hand in the door entrance here. Somebody closed the door slightly like this, and the finger got crushed. I screamed. And then, of course, they took away the door, and that the blood got stuck in that, and we went to doctor to repair the hands and everything. Now you think, will I put the finger again in between the door? I had one experience. Next time, nowadays, when I'm near the door, I keep my hands away, especially hands away. I don't bring it. Similarly, once the jiva has come to this world and gone back to Godhead, the remembrance of the material world remains with him like a nightmare. So those who have not come here, they have a chance to come because they don't have experienced the material world. And those who come here and gone back, they will not come because they solidly had an experience. So don't think that Lord wants you to come here in this world. Lord never wants. This is a jail. Why would any prime minister of the country request citizens, please all of you do some criminal activity and go to jail? We will not say that. Every prime minister, somebody was asking, Prabhuji, if all the jivas in material world, you all are preaching Hare Krishna movement, you Hare Krishna, you are making everybody chant and you are starting ISKCON everywhere. What if everybody gets liberated? All go back to God. What will happen to material world? What will happen to material world? You can close down material world. It's like all jails are closed down. What is the problem? Then let everybody be ideal citizen. That's no problem. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Abhishek Prabhu is asking, Hare Krishna, how to be determined in my sadhana?
Yeah, we can be determined by giving up laziness and lethargy. Because of lethargy, it's called Shaitalyam. He says, Prayatna Shaitalyam. In our endeavor, we sometimes are slack in our endeavor. Therefore, we are not determined. So how do we do that? So 2 things Krishna says. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam ted bandhamoha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrataha. This is one of the ways you can get dridhata, he says. How? Stop sinful activities. That means illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, gambling. And avoid these 4 things. Then he says, Punya Karmana means hear about Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, from devotees. Live in the company of devotees. And one of the easiest ways to increase determination is to stay in the company of determined devotees. Those are very strongly determined. And determination has some subsets, some qualities, like for example, Utsahan and Nishchayat. That means, you should be simultaneously enthusiastic and also patient. Then you could develop, by these 2 things, you develop determination, Prabhupada says. Those who are determined people, they will have the enthusiasm and patience both. Actually, enthusiasm sometimes may make us restless, and patience may sometimes produce lethargy. But if you combine these 2, enthusiasm and patience, then the combination is very, very powerful. We are enthusiastic to do our services, our chanting Hare Krishna, our reading Prabhupada books, our associating with devotees, and we are patient to wait for Krishna to deliver the results. We are not demanding Krishna. So that's a very good consciousness. By this, Prabhupada says we develop determination. And we can also hear pastimes of determined devotees. Hear about Prahalad. He was put in a cage of hungry lions. He was put in a place where there were terrible snakes. He was thrown into the ocean, and a big mountain was put over his head. And he was once hurled down from the top of a cliff. he was picked up by Holika, sister of Hiranyakashipu, who sat him on her lap and entered into fire because she had a boon that she can't be burned in fire. But then when she made Prahalad sit to kill him, that she got burned down despite her boon, and Prahalad came out. So, and Prahalad was having unflinching determination. So when his father once said, Prahalad, till date you evaded the death by so many people. Now I am myself going to kill you. He took a sword in his hand and came dashing towards Prahalad. Imagine if that happened to us, what we would have done. We would have run from the back door of the house into some other place, isn't it? But Prahalad didn't run away. Prahalad didn't cry. Prahalad didn't become angry. Prahalad didn't take a sword in the hand. He didn't fall at the feet of the father begging for saving his life or anything. He was very firmly standing. Om Namo Narayanaya. He was chanting. And father was surprised. This is such a daring person. I am threatening him so much. He is not fearful even a bit. So when we hear such pastimes, of great souls like Prahalad, Ambarish Maharaj, they are so determined. So, and Srila Prabhupada, how he was determined, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. This is from Ulysses. He says, it's like when going gets tough, the tough get going. So when we hear such slogans and lives of such great souls like Srila Prabhupada, Prahalad, Ambarish, Jadabharata, so we should read Srimad Bhagavatam and learn about the great characters, personalities who advance in spiritual life by their determination. Hear about the story of the sparrow. The sparrow lost her eggs because the ocean swallowed it. She begged the ocean was not giving. The sparrow said, I'm going to dry you up. So she was taking few drops of water and throwing it far away and coming back. You think the sparrow can ever dry the ocean? But the sparrow's determined efforts attracted the attention of Garuda. When Garuda saw that from the top, he immediately came and told the ocean, hey ocean, give back the eggs of the sparrow. Then immediately the ocean gave back the eggs. So Prabhupada tells a story to illustrate a point. The eggs are compared to our own Krishna consciousness, devotion to Krishna, which is taken away by the ocean of Maya. Maya Devi has swallowed it. Now, so therefore we are in Maya now. We are unable to experience Krishna consciousness. But if we repeatedly try to overcome Maya by chanting Hare Krishna, following 4 eggs and all that, then Garuda, like pure devotees, like Acharyas, like Prabhupada and great souls, Krishna, they will take attention. And then they will come and help us to get our Krishna consciousness back from the ocean. So in the same manner, we can become determined by hearing such stories and pastimes and ourselves following those 2 things. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. Those 2 things. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Rituraj Singh Tomar from IND is asking, how can I convince my parents that I'll not become saint after attending class sessions of yours? My family members used to launch on me while I listen this type of lectures.
Yeah, you can tell them, Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita. Did he become a monk? In fact, who spoke to him Bhagavad Gita? Directly Krishna. Still, Krishna didn't tell Arjuna that after hearing this Gita, you become a monk. He told him you should do your duty. You are a warrior, so you should fight. Now you are a student, you should study. If you are a man going to office, you should go to office and earn the money. You should do that. So, and also in ISKCON, if you see how many people become sadhus, we made a calculation. It's 0.01. Such a small percent, not even 1%. It's a very small percentage. In those days, in the society, small 1 or 2% people will become saintly people. Now, if you take Indian population, now it's 148 crores now. Out of 148 crores, if 1% of India is sadhus, how much that will be? How much you are supposed to have out of 148 crores? It's supposed to be 148 lakhs at least, correct? It's supposed to be 148 lakhs. Do you think there are 148 lakhs in ISKCON? We don't have 10,000 sadhus. Sadhus are very few. Sadhus are, and therefore I told you 0.01%. So you can tell your parents that 99.99% of Hare Krishna devotees, they are all grihasthas. They are married. And we have record. We are not just telling stories. Because how many sadhus you find when you go to ISKCON temple also? Pune community has 6,000 married people. And the number of sadhus are like 100, 120, 130 will be there. Now compare 100 to 6,000. How much it is? 100 divided by 6 is 1 out of 60. That means it's almost like 1.5%, that's all. So we we should know that the scriptures are given for everybody, brahmacharis, grihasthas, students, children, old people, it is for everybody. But if you don't learn this knowledge now, then we will be living like animals, because then we live an ignorant life. Correct, no? And another thing, your parents are worried about Rituraj Singh, that whether Rituraj Singh will study well and get good marks and bring good fame to the parents. Will he be successful in material life or not? That's their worry. So you can alleviate their worry by getting good marks in your exam and get placed in a very good job. Show your parents, I have a job with 10 lakh per annum. Now I am very successful in college. And also eat well at home and keep yourself healthy. Help your mother, help your father. When you are with parents, naturally you should talk about the body, because they're concerned about your body, about your material life. And when you are with devotees, talk about spiritual life. Because devotees are always asking you, how many rounds are you chanting? Are you reading Prabhupada books regularly? Are you coming to the classes? Are you coming closer to Krishna? And parents are asking, are you taking care of your health? Are you taking care of your body? Are you getting good marks? Did you get placed in a good job? So you should know whom to speak, which one they will be comfortable. And this way you should take care of both material life and spiritual life. Ma manusmara yudhyacha. Remembering me, do the work, your duty. Krishna is telling.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Now, Gaurav Singh Prabhu is from MNNITV is asking, Prabhuji, we attend sessions, we also do chanting, but why we get distracted and waste time on YouTube or other sites? What is the reason why this happens? Prabhuji, please guide me. Prabhuji, how to deal with toxic people if they are living in family and you cannot avoid to live with them? Is this indicates I am not good or something else? Please guide me.
Yeah. So the first question about getting distracted, we get habituated to getting distracted. If you repeatedly do something, you become expert at it. So modern people are very expert in getting distracted because they have repeatedly distracted themselves. For example, you don't have a habit of taking bath immediately after waking up in the morning. Then you will see that some people get up at 5:36, they'll take bath at 10 o'clock. So that's a very bad habit, tamoguna habit. As soon as one gets up, immediately go to the washroom and take a bath and be fresh. So, but if somebody is used to not taking bath, and that is how they get habituated to the bad habit. Similarly, how this distraction came. Initially, you must have wasted time with 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Then you saw something interesting, you went here, went there. And then we find hours and hours goes in YouTube. So, in order for us to give up that bad habit, what we should do? First thing, fix a particular time of the day and fix the amount of time period. For example, in this time I will go to YouTube, say maybe by evening 6 to 7 or something like that. 1 hour I will do per day, or 1.5 hours or 2 hours, whatever time you want to fix it. Other times that facility should be kept away. Say for example, I have an internet facility. If I have the internet facility connected to my computer, I may have the tendency to download the mail, see this, see that, and get distracted. I connect the internet facility only when I need it. Only this time to this time I connect. At other times I cut the internet. If internet facility is not there, you will not go for it. There's no possibility. And then we get into our other duties. So I would say one that will help you is a time management plan for your different duties to be done. Because the duty suffers and the YouTube channel surfing goes, and a lot of time wasteful time increases. So there are 4 types of time we say. One is time spent fruitfully, positively, in remembering good qualities of others and everything. Like for example, kindness, courtesy, helpfulness, joy, serenity, friendliness, all these things. Then there are negative time spent in envying others, jealous of others, fighting with others, quarrelsome nature, angry, greedy, and all that. Then there is a routine thoughts. Routine thoughts means like, while we are rising in the morning, what to-do list you make for the day, what all I will do today. That is routine thoughts. Going to office, doing your work. And then 4th one is wasteful thoughts, worrying about the past and fearful of the future. That is actually called wasteful thoughts. So the positive thoughts and the routine thoughts can be kept, and the negative thoughts and wasteful thoughts should be removed. So what you have to do in order to do this, we should find out from morning to night how much time I spent in this kind of wasting time. So one should keep a journal, write a journal and keep it, and keep a fixed time for the YouTube. This is the time I will access, otherwise I will not. That is one of the ways to, and also keep the tempting environment away. And many boys having smartphone are becoming slaves to smartphone, and because of that they're watching dirty things, and the result is they become degraded in character and habits, and they connect with opposite sex, and then they go too far in that relationship. Parents are worried, their academics are ruined, their good pure habits are spoiled, and that girl also is sometimes she roams with multiple boys, and the boy may get sexually transmitted diseases in future. All complicated life actually nowadays. So it's better that, because everything starts from a very playful YouTube thing. From there, everything, all dirty things come subsequently. So let us be very careful in avoiding those habits which are unfavorable for us. And the second thing about dealing with toxic people, actually, you are a devotee now. You're trying to become a Krishna devotee, chanting Hare Krishna and everything. But the people living around us, relatives, friends and all, they may not be devotees. So they may find it difficult to understand what you're doing. And they will try to impose their values on you, and you are trying to impose your values on them. And that creates an uneasy clash between the two. So what I would suggest is, let people live the way they want to live. They may be watching TV, they may be reading newspaper, they may be gossiping, joking. So you give them the freedom to do what they want. And then you keep a little aloof, and then you do your bhajan, your reading and everything. And then whenever you connect with them, you be friendly with them as a relative. Like for example, therefore this is called as non-interference principle. Non-interference principle means you allow them to do what they want, and they will allow you to do what you want, and keep a little distance. But when you connect with them, don't judge them based on what they are doing. Rather, see them as a pure spirit soul, ultimately Krishna's child, and they have become your relative. Be kind to them. And like one example I'll tell you, when Prabhupada saw one Shyam Sundar Prabhu was carving the Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra deities, and he had a habit of smoking at that time. He was a carpenter. So he kept the cigarette on the top of Baladeva's head when he was carving the deity. And Prabhupada came there and saw, he was shocked. How can he keep a cigar on the top of the deity's head when he is carving the deity? So, but Prabhupada was patient. He told them, why do you allow a cigarette to come between you and the Lord? Like that he said. That was the last day he smoked a cigarette. After that he gave it up, he said. So in this way, you may see that some bad habits may be there in our relatives and friends, and we should not judge them. Rather, we should know that if they got Krishna consciousness like you, they would have also advanced. But you got it, they didn't get it. So you are fortunate, and they have to become fortunate. But first you become mature, you become a firmly practicing devotee. Maybe after Gaurav saying you get a job and get settled in a good job, then you can preach to your relatives. Then they will listen to you. Tomorrow if you get a very big job, you're earning well, then you have the command to tell them also. Now they will say, you're a student, you're very young, what can you tell us, they will say. So get settled nicely in a good job, and then you preach to them. Next.
Thank you, Roshan. Vishal Kumar Prabhu from REC is asking, what is the difference between holy name Narayana and holy name Krishna and holy name Vasudeva?
Yeah. Actually, 3 times if we chant Narayana's Vishnu Sahasranama, that is equal to saying Krishna only once. If you say Krishna, say Krishna. That's all. It's equal to 3 times reciting the entire Vishnu Sahasranama. One time you recite Vishnu Sahasranama, it will take 45 minutes. And 3 times, and you can imagine 2.5 hours. But that is done if you just say Krishna. Why? The reason is, Krishna is Lord at home, and Narayana is Lord in the parliament. I told you. Therefore, there in parliament, everything is official. Whereas at home, lenience is there because, the Lord at home is more compassionate to children than Lord in the office with the colleagues, correct, and other people and all. And Vasudeva is Krishna only. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He chanted that, Dhruva. That is Vasudeva's son. It's called Vasudev, Krishna only. Another meaning of the Vasudev is Vas plus Dev. Means in that Dev who is doing vasan, living in all the hearts of all jivas. जो सब जीवों के हृदय में अंतराम के रूप में वसन करते हैं उनका नाम है वसुदेव, वासुदेव. So both are same only. But why we chant Hare Krishna mantra instead of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva? Because Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva was prescribed for Satya Yuga. For this Yuga, Kali Yuga, the Kali Yuga avatar is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Kali Yuga Taraka mantra is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Therefore we chant that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Deepak Kumar Mohanty Prabhu is asking from an ATRAU. Prabhuji, if expressing doubts is a part of intelligence, then is it correct to doubt on our loving ones like a teacher, father, mother and others?
Yeah, actually, even if you have doubt on these people, clarifying is always good. Instead of keeping the doubt. Doubt is like a termite. If you don't clarify, it will eat you from inside. Kar, and it will become hollow. One day the whole beam will collapse. If there is doubt, one can honestly express and get the answers. And Prabhupada says doubting is a function of intelligence, but when you get answer from a bona fide authority, then the doubt should be dispelled. Prabhupada says even after hearing from bona fide authority, still you continue keeping doubt, then one is a rascal. Prabhupada says, one place he says that. Yeah, yes.
Our next question from Keshav Bihani Prabhu from NVKOL. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, how do we understand that very few people end up remembering their past lives? Also, is it a punishment that some people somehow remember it?
Actually, why they remember it? It's only by Krishna's arrangement that in Kali Yuga some people are able to remember the previous life. In order to give faith to the other people in the world, Krishna probably has arranged it. Like this, some few thousands of people are remembering their previous life. Generally, the living beings are not allowed to remember the previous life. It's covered over because previous life we don't know what type of death happened to them. They might have died in an accident or something. Or they might have been a cow or a bull taken to the slaughterhouse and butchered there. So God doesn't allow them to remember it. But some of them are allowed to remember, by which others will develop firm faith that there is a soul different from the body, which was there before, now it has come again. Krishna's arrangement, yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yuvraj Prabhu from IIT BHUK is asking, what is the difference between agnostic and atheist on basis of faith?
Yeah. Atheist is a person who says, I don't believe God exists. That is atheist. Agnostic means he says, I don't know. Maybe God is existing, I'm not sure. Maybe God doesn't exist, I'm not very sure. He is not sure about anything in life, how all these things came about. If you tell him, that means you agree you are atheist. You say, no, I'm not against it. If somebody can explain to me how God created all this world, then he is open. Then such a person may be called as an agnostic. Then there is one more called deist, we call it. Deist, we call it. Like atheist, deist means he believes that God exists, but he thinks that God created this world and the world was so complicated he couldn't manage it, he ran away. So there are one class of people who think like that. So he has left this whole mechanism on its own to run and he couldn't manage it or whatever. He created and put it and went away. Now he is not there actively participating in it anymore, like the deist things like that. So actually God is actively participating even now. Are you creating the grains? Are we creating the rainwater? Are we creating the fruits and flowers? So he is even now actively participating. God is participating. We can see with our eyes. So atheist, deist, agnostic, these are all diseased state of consciousness. Healthy state of consciousness, yes. Jivara Swarupohi Krishna Das. God is the master, I am his servant. I am the operator of this bodily machine. God is the operator of the cosmic machine. Correct understanding. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Satyam Prabhu now is asking from HPTU. Prabhuji, do our Shastras talk about the time when only dinosaurs used to exist?
See, dinosaurs, they say they existed some 245 million years ago. But the Shastras say Kali Yuga itself is 432,000 years. Kali Yuga itself. Now, all the 4 ages, if you take it, is 43 lakh 20,000 years. So, in the same manner, if you take, this is called as one Chaturyuga. And Brahma's one day is 1,000 Chaturyugas. That means 43 lakh should be multiplied by 1,000. How much it comes to? That means 43,000 lakhs. It's a very, very long period. So, what Darwin and other people have spoken about, the There is the age of dinosaur. Then now they say there is the age of human being. So according to these people, they think that human beings never existed before. Our Darwin's understanding is there was some stone age when Homo sapiens sapiens first became a human being from the monkeys, apes, and then after that Cro-Magnon man came eventually. This is their understanding. Correct now? So they say that the modern man is the most advanced man according to Darwin's theory. But actually we find just the opposite. Therefore, our Michael Cremo, if you go to Google and put Michael Cremo and human devolution, you put, he said not human evolution, human devolution. Why devolution? The ancient human, who is the most ancient, is Brahmaji. From Brahma, Saptarishis are coming. Saptarishis, all the Gotrams are coming. All people are speaking in Sanskrit. Samskrita Bhasha, Deva Bhasha. Like Sanskrit says Mata. Here you say mother. Sanskrit says Pita. In Latin it becomes Peter. And in English becomes father. The Sanskrit says Brata. English becomes brother. Swasra it says sister. It becomes Tattva it says. Your Toto. Taken from there as it is you will find. Everything is copied. In all languages copy things from Sanskrit. So Sanskrit is the most language with all the consonants and vowels and everything available. In fact, Chinese people, they say that in the computers and all, the Sanskrit language is like a versatile language it is considered. There are no sounds unavailable in Sanskrit. In Chinese language, the Ra is not there. No Ra. If you say Hare Ram, you say Hare Lama, like that they will say. Whereas you find in Sanskrit, all vowels, sounds, consonants, everything is there. So, in the same manner, you hear about the Vimana Shastra we showed you in Discover Yourself. We showed about how Arjuna would take an arrow and he would meditate and he would invest a mantra in it. And then when he would send it, it can go and put a hole in every leaf of the tree and come back to his quiver. And another arrow, it can create fire, big fire, mountain of fire. Another arrow, immediately it can shower rains. It's called as Parjanya. There's another arrow, if he sends, it can create a mountain and drop on the enemy's army. So you find these kind of yantra vidyas were there. And somehow those vidyas can be copyable even now, especially the metals and all which they have used. Like during the Second World War, they referred to Vedas to find out how to make high strength to weight ratio metals. So they are copying from the Vedas because the Vedas give you ready-made proportion. You make an alloy like this, it will be lightweight alloy, but it will be high strength alloy, like that. So therefore you find that the Shastras give information, exhaustive information about it. Even today, like modern man thinks there is no dinosaur now, correct? No? But you can read a book called as Drums Along the Amazon by His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj has written a book where he says that there are places which cannot be approached by aeroplane or by trains or by buses. There is only one way you can approach through small boats. So Maharaj and a group of devotees went to a place in Brazil. So it was an island. So Maharaj says in that place one mosquito is like one apple, big mosquitoes. And there the lizards are 40 feet long. He says in other parts of the world you don't find such lizards. These are exactly looking like dinosaurs. So there is a whole book called as Drums Along the Amazon. So the Maharaj published that book because many times man doesn't know about the different creatures existing in different places. So in this way, when people talk about certain creatures becoming extinct, of course creatures can become extinct because for various reasons, like cows, out of 120 Deshi cows, 90 are extinct now because man has cut them all down. He has done that. And now they are, but it doesn't mean they are gone forever. It's not in this planet. It can be in other planets. Because Atma takes on bodies in different planets. There are 14 planetary systems. If some species is not here, it would exist there. Therefore, 8.4 million species. If dinosaur is one of the species, it existed at one time, now it became extinct, no problem. It may not be in our planet, it will be elsewhere. Yeah, next.
Akshay Kumar Sahani Prabhu from RACB is asking, what is happiness in student life?
Yeah. Actually, modern day students think the happiness in student life is to just get registered your name in a college, but then freak out, huh? Like, you be lazy, whole night keep awake, roam around and eat in the hotels, drink, smoke, play sports, be a part of so many clubs, huh? Roam around with the girls, watch movies, and all kinds of fashions. So generally, boys have this type of notions that this is happiness. But according to scriptures, when you see, the Shastra says that student life is the most ideal life for cultivating spiritual life. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Kaumaramacharet prajno dharman bhagavataniha durlabam manusham janma tadapyadruvamartadam. He's saying, my dear friends, in student life, he says, your body is hale and healthy. Your intelligence is very fresh and very receptive. And you have young blood. You can do hard work. So the body is like a solid boat, he says. Shariram, pushkalam, he says. It's very stout and strong now. You eat well, you play well, you are very strong. So he says, when your body is strong and healthy, and that is the time you can do two things. One is study the spiritual knowledge, control your senses, purify your mind, focus on God, lead a life of dharma, dharma rakshati rakshataha, and then live in accordance with the principles of dharma, treat every woman like a mother except one's own wife, don't loot others' property, and treat others as you may want to be treated, cultivate pure habits, good habits, develop your personality, learn many skills, especially when you have a young body. If you don't engage in skills, then idle man's mind is a devil's workshop. When I was a young boy, when I was 13 or so, my father really loaded me with so many activities. First he told me, go for this typing English. So A, S, D, F, G, F, semicolon, L, K, J, H, I. We used to have a typewriting office. So I started learning. Then I finished lower English, then higher English, high-speed English. Then he told me, go for Tamil typing now. Then I finished Tamil lower, Tamil high type. Then go for Hindi typing, he said. Hindi lower, Hindi higher, Hindi high-speed, everything. Then he put me in a Hindi learning school, which is Dakshin Bharat Hindi Prachar Sabha. So Prathamik, Madhyama, Rashtra Bhasha, Praveshika, Visharad Purvad, Vishad Uttarad, Praveen Purvad, Praveen Uttarad, it's equal to Sahitya Ratna. 9 exams. So I finished all of them. Every year I finished two of them. I told my father, now I am done now. He said, now you go to Sanskrit classes. Balabodh, Pravesh, Prarambha, Covid. You put me like this. So then I was thinking, this man is behind me. One moment he will not leave me. By the time I started with 13, till about 20 I was busy like this. With all these different things. And then when I was in my college, he told me, he said, take this 1 lakh rupees he gave me. I said, is it for the college fee? He said, no. He said, I am giving you this to start a business. I will not give you any money for the college. Now you have to multiply this money and take it for the college, he said. Not only college and you are living everything. You have to multiply. If you read 5 lakhs, you have to make this 1 lakh into 5 lakh. So then I started a typewriting institute. So he told me, earn while you learn, he said. That means while you are studying, along with that, you should learn to earn also. Then I employed, when I was studying in the college, I employed 4 people for typing. I purchased typewriting machine. In this way, he kept me so engaged. Later on, when I grew up, he told me, especially the teenage years, between 13 to 19, he said, most dangerous years when a boy can get ruined in his habits, character, culture, everything, if he does not have engagement. So he was an English professor. He told me, an idle man's mind is a devil's workshop. He said, I was smart. I didn't give you 1 moment free. Because mind is like a big demon. You give him engagement, he'll be occupied. If you don't give him engagement, he will swallow you. So I'm very grateful to my father. Because he engaged me in all these things. Now I can type at high speed. 120 words per minute I can type. People wonder how I reply mails so fast. Every day I reply 50-60 mails. How? Because my father arranged for me to learn typing. And also he arranged for my learning Hindi. Now I never thought in my life I have to leave South India and come and stay in Pune for my whole life. Where everybody wants Hindi lectures from me. So he arranged for my Hindi learning. Now Hindi is helping me. He helped me in typing. Now typing is helping me. And my father had almost 4,000-5,000 books he had. So he'll give me 5 books only at a time. Like he would give me Charles Dickens, Shakespeare, Emerson, Oliver Goldsmith. He would give me these books, Jonathan Swift, Gulliver's Travels, books like that. So I would read these books and give him, he'll give me 5 more. I read and give back, he'll give me 5 more. So he was such a good man in that sense. He helped me to develop my personality. And at the same time, when in my 7th, 8th standard, I expressed a more spiritual inclination. He gave me all spiritual books also. When I told him that I want to dedicate my life, he told, definitely you can. He said, if that is your life's mission. He told me, even he himself wanted to be brahmachari in his life. He told me. But he was the 3rd son, and other 2 sons had gone far away. So his father told him, you get married and help me with the home. And he had business also. So he said, I couldn't be brahmachari. You be a good brahmachari, no problem. He said, when I was 25, I dedicated my life. So why I'm telling you all these things, happiness in student life means happiness comes by positive engagements. That's the happiness in student life. If you have positive engagements which will help you in future, you become a better human being. Prabhupada said, my followers are all perfect gentlemen. So you should learn good habits, good culture, good character, positive engagements, which will actually be constructive and not destructive. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Now, Rituraj Singh Tomar is again asking from IND, if someone has guru and he has given him mantra, so what that person should do? Does he chant Hare Krishna or that guru's mantra? Hare Krishna, then why?
Yeah. Okay, in case if you went with your family to Kula Guru and he has given some mantra, if that mantra is Vishnu mantra, like, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hari, Ram Ram Ram, something like that, no problem. You continue chanting it. Along with that, you can also chant Hare Krishna mantra also. But if the Guru has given some other mantra, which is chanting only Guru's name, some people make Guru only into God, then one should actually understand that, Guru is not God, Guru is only servant of God. But some people blindly make Guru into God. In that case, one can give up that so-called Guru mantra chanting of like we also chant Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale, Prabhupada's name. Only once we chant. After that, Hare Krishna mantra fully we chant. So if you want to chant Guru's mantra, you chant. And then Hare Krishna mantra you can chant continuously. We are not supposed to be chanting only Guru's name. We have to chant Krishna's names. Next.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Now, Akshay Kumar Sahin Prabhu from RECB is asking, who is the owner of this universe and how?
Krishna is the owner of the universe because he says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Arjuna, aham sarvasya prabhavaha, everything is emerging from me, millions of universes are coming from me, he says. Mattas sarvam pravartate, from me only everything comes, Krishna says. So, and also, when you read not only one Bhagavad Gita, you read all the scriptures. Imani bhutani jayante, it says. Yatova imani bhutani jayante. Supreme God is one, from whom all these universes have come and all living beings have come. He is the Purushottama. It's called Purna Purushottam, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Yeah. Yes. And how they have come? They come like a small seed and then they grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. They expand. All the universes come from him. And he can do that. He has already created the sun. He has created the moon. He has created the planets. He has created the grains for us to eat. If he is doing all these things, what is difficulty for him to do anything? We may not know how he does it, but he can do it. Yeah. We have understood his capabilities by observing what he has put in front of us. We don't have to go somewhere and say, God really did or not. You see what he has put in front of you. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Anonymous, someone is asking from KNP, how to deal with praises? Can I tell myself that I am not a devotee and have a long way to go in bhakti?
Yeah. Actually, if somebody is praising you, you are great, you are this, you can say that I am trying my best, we can say. But if you really did something well, you can say it's all Krishna's mercy. What do I have? So Krishna says, Buddhir buddhimatam asmi. I give the buddhi to the buddhiman. Balam balavatam chaham. I give strength to the strong people. Similarly, if I did something good, the credit goes to Krishna because he has given me the ability. In case it is true, you feel that something wonderful happened through you. And if you feel that you haven't done something great, they are praising you more than what you deserve, then you can tell them, Prabhuji, this is not a great deal. My friends are much better than me. I have done a small thing. I think you are encouraging me. Thank you for your encouragement. I really can say. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Now, Chittaranjan Pradhan Prabhu from NITSU is asking, if God were present right now, would he show his Vishwarupa to second and third class devotees?
Oh, yes. Actually, when Lord was present, he showed the Vishwarupa Darshan on the battlefield. Everybody saw it. And also devatas from the sky were also seeing it. Prabhupada writes that, yes, Krishna can show it. Krishna showed Vishwarupa to Arjuna, and also he showed Brahmanda within his belly. That's the meaning of God. God means he should be having these capabilities. Yeah. Yes.
No, Akash Gautam Prabhu from MNNIT is asking, Prabhuji, can we decode what is the real algorithm to drive this world, and what is the purpose of going to spiritual world, and what after that, if that's the ultimate goal?
Yeah. Actually, the algorithm that drives the world, Krishna says that Bhagavad Gita, Manashashtani Indriyani Pakritistani Karshati. He says that the living beings here who have come to this world, they all originally belong to the spiritual world. So this is the spiritual plane, this is the material plane. Spiritual plane is plane of love. Material plane is plane of lust. Spiritual plane is plane of seva. Material plane is plane of bhoga. Spiritual plane is a plane where Lord is the master, we are his loving servants, like Prabhu Ramachandra and Hanuman, like that. Material world is a plane where the jiva wants to become imitator of God, like Ravana. He wants to enjoy. So we have given up the Hanuman propensity and got the Ravana propensity. So when we leave this spiritual world and come here, we come with the Bhoga Vritti. And that is what is driving this world, Krishna is telling. That right from the time one is born, one has passion. Run here, run there. Money is honey. Enjoy life. Take everything is for my enjoyment. I am proprietor. I am controller. I am enjoyer. So I say like this, I am proprietor. I am controller. I am enjoyer. You can remember these three symbols. I am proprietor. Adna, you will own much land. Alexander wanted to be proprietor. Hiranyakashipu wanted to be proprietor of all the three worlds. Bali Maharaj occupied all the three worlds. I am proprietor. I am proprietor. And then after that, controller. Durvasamuni wants to control Ambarish Maharaj. Controller. And then afterwards, they want to, by possessing and controlling, I become enjoyer after that. Now I will enjoy now. So one thing, I will be the king. Everything will revolve around me. Everybody will be at my beck and call. I'll be boss anu boss, like that Ajiva thing. That is material world. And spiritual world means I am dasa anu das. Krishna is master, I am his servant. Not only servant of the servants. And spiritual world means everybody is better than me. Material world means I am better than everybody. And that's just the opposite. Spiritual world, I am servant. Material means I am master. You understand? No? That's what is driving the material world. Now you may ask, what do we do after going to the spiritual world? You just enjoy with God, that's all. You go with Krishna. If you are a covered boy, you go with Krishna to the forest, plays different games. And you eat the lunch packet with Krishna, have jokes with Krishna, songs with Krishna, relax, come back in the evening, go with cows and calves. So that's the way covered boys spend. Similarly, covered girls, gopis, they have different leelas also. They are laughing, joking, putting songs and performing many pastimes. Everyone in the spiritual world, it's only a world of merrymaking, that's all. There is no college to go, there's no exam to write, there is no job to be done, there's no money to be earned, there's no family to be maintained. It's a blissful world where every water is like nectar and every word is a song, every walk is a dance. You will learn more about it in the future sessions. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Now, Shivam Behere Prabhu from VSSUT is asking, Prabhuji, I want to know about all Ashtasiddhi and Nabhanidhi of Sri Hanuman.
Yeah. I can just show you just 1 minute. I will show you one slide. Okay, you can read this thing, Prabhupada's Nectar of Devotion book, where he explains about this. Anima means one can become very, very small like an atom. And Anima, Mahima means one can become very huge, big body, like a huge, like Hanuman used to grow in size like that. And Laghima means you can become light like a feather. Therefore, you can walk on water. And you can fly also. If you become even more lighter, you can fly in the sky also. Anima, Mahima, Laghima. And Prapti means sitting here, you can just meditate and extend your hand to a jewelry shop and take out some gold chain from there and bring it here. Like that. Prapti. Ishita means you can get whatever you desire from anywhere. Pashita means you can control somebody's mind. Then similarly there is a Prakamya. There are many siddhis like that. Kamavashayita. So these are all Ashta Siddhis we call it. 8 type of different siddhis. Disappearing in one place, appearing in another place. Things like that. So you can even leave one body and enter into another dead body and bring their body alive. Things like that they do. But devotees of the Lord are not so much interested in this. Why? Because these kind of siddhis, if you do, people will make you very popular. If you become very popular, then you will think, I am the center. I am great. I am showing siddhis and people are praising. I am like God. Then we will forget the program of going back to God. We'll get stuck in this material world. Yeah. That's all. Finished. Thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.